Okay, guys, after botching the intro to this interview, this is the actual Honky Tonk Man interview. He was a great guest, and we really appreciate his time.
Hey, guys, we have our guest tonight. He is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in WWF history. He is one of our best buddies. How you doing today, Honky Tonk Man? How you doing?
Well, you forgot to say the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, the Honky Tonk Man.
I knew you would say it because I know that's
well,
absolutely.
How you
doing, man? We appreciate your time.
If you want to get something done, you have to do it yourself.
Oh my God, it's so true. That's why I had to do the show. These other guys, they couldn't handle it, man. They couldn't handle it. So how's life going in Honky Tonk Man land?
Well, everything over here at Honky Woods is rolling right along. A little bit cool out in Phoenix right now. Cool. I'm talking like 35, 36 degrees. It gets down to like freezing at nighttime for the last 3 or 4 days. I'm looking for another place to live.
Listen, let's get right into the questions then. You know what? Let's talk about the gimmick. Everybody wants to know where the Honky Tonk. Everybody knows it's based off of Elvis, but where did you come up with the idea for the Honky Tonk Man gimmick? Where did it come from? When did you bring it out? Just talk about the gimmick a little bit.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Iron Sheik gimmick, A to Z, Daddy. White gimmick, green gimmick. Unbelievable, Daddy. No, the Honky Tonk Man thing, it evolved some wrestling fans down in, when I was working for the Southeastern Wrestling for the Robert and Ron Fuller, the Fuller family, down on the Gulf Coast. These wrestling fans came to me and said, because I had the sideburns and everything, and at that point in time I had like blonde hair with a little black streak right in the front. And they mentioned to me that, have I ever thought about doing an Elvis thing? And I said, gosh, no, I've never even considered it because, I was a fan of the Beatles and the Rolling Stones, So, yeah, that's right. I was around when the Beatles came to America. But
it's all right. Don't feel bad.
Anyway, I didn't think anything about it, and it was almost to the Christmas holidays, and they said we want to make you something for Christmas. Had a lady come in and measure me. I didn't know what it was, and a couple of weeks later they show up with this really nice, solid gold-looking material, and it was a jumpsuit. And from there, I changed my hair to black hair, and it all took off. And I got the name off of a song by Johnny Horton many, many years ago. I'm a honky-tonk man, and I can't seem to stop. Anyway, I took that because the words of that song kind of exemplified what I was trying to portray, and then it took off from there. Robert Fuller, who was Colonel Rob Parker in the old WCW days, he was the one who had the guitar idea. So, nothing. We never really create anything in this business. We steal it from someone else.
That's true. Mike Q, I got a question.
Oh, yeah, Honky Tonk Man. You're obviously best known for your record Intercontinental title reign, but one thing that I've always been curious about is your feelings on when you dropped it in 31 seconds to the Ultimate Warrior at SummerSlam 1988. It was obviously a really memorable moment, but I was wondering if it's kind of a case where you would have preferred a longer match, perhaps with a better technical wrestler, or if you were fine with the way that things went down.
No, that was about one of the few times that we had real creative control. We did have some back then. Vince McMahon would let us have some creative control over what we did and how we wanted to do things. And this particular one was, it was all my call. I had come to the conclusion they were going to go with this guy, and it was either with or without me. It didn't matter. And I felt it would be best for everyone involved, the company, myself, and for the Ultimate Warrior, if we do it short, sweet, make it fast, get it over with, and it would catapult him to stardom as opposed to going 8, 10, 12-minute match that, might not have helped him as much as it could have, and it definitely would have, it would have been tough on me to do that type of match for that length of time because he was one of these high-impact guys that needed to run out there and boom, 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 and do all the stuff and go crazy, and that's how it went. And I was happy with it.
Brandon Gallen?
Yeah, Honky Tonk Man. In addition to being the greatest IC champion in WWE history, with the Royal Rumble coming up, everyone remembers your spot in 2001 with Kane and the reaction you got coming out there. It was just an awesome moment. Everyone still remembers it. to talk about that moment and your reaction to it? And if you've been contacted or have tried to get into the Rumble match again.
Yeah, well, so far I'm not in the Royal Rumble. It is here in Phoenix, and they haven't contacted me, and I do have next weekend off, but I'm not pandering for them. Or believe me, I'm not sitting at home waiting on the phone to ring for me to cancel everything that I have going in my life and run down to the arena and jump in there and do whatever they want me to do. But it'd be nice to do it again. It did surprise me. It surprised me that I got the call to go do that particular show. I mean, I got the call like a week and a half before or so or something. And, in fact, I was down there for a monster truck show. I think this was in New Orleans. And I was down doing an event for a monster truck show. And I said, well, where is this thing? I didn't even know where it was going to be. And Jim Ross said, well, it's going to be in New Orleans. I said, well, I'm there for a monster truck event. He said, well, would you like to stay over and do the Royal Rumble? I said, well, sure, I guess. But anyway, the crowd, you asked about the crowd reaction and how it did surprise me because I had been away for quite some time. And then to come back and do it that way, and yes, I got a tremendous response, and I think it surprised a lot of people. I mean, it didn't get me a job with WWE by any means. I wasn't pandering for a job. I went out and did what I did, and that was it. You know, I got whacked over the head with a guitar. That match was supposed to go longer. But at time restraints, and I was standing at the curtain before my music hit, they said 30 seconds, that's all the time we got. So that was it.
Mateo?
Yeah, you have certainly one of the most unique gimmicks and one of the most unique characters in WWE history. How hard is it for a wrestler back then and even now to pull off that gimmick? Do you think that it's harder for a character to be so unique and so sort of like many wrestlers say kind of play it very real? Your character was definitely very lively. Is that harder to do now, or has it always been a challenge for a wrestler to get something like that?
I would say that it's much, much harder to do now because they do not give you the ability for you to develop your character. And Hacksaw Duggan and myself were talking. We did a short seminar, Q&A seminar type thing at a Comic-Con in Albuquerque this past weekend, and that was one of the questions, and we both agreed that it's more difficult now because you don't have that input. You don't have the opportunity to say, this is the character I would like to portray, and this is the one that I think I can do, and this is the one that I've been working on for the last 5 years, and I know how to make it work, and just let them tweak it a little bit as opposed to them giving you, okay, you're going to be so-and-so, and this is how you're going to look, and this is how you're going to act, and this is a script you have to read. And it's more like a theatrical play now or some type of a movie set as it is. You're able to I'm not the Honky Tonk Man guy every day of the week. I'm not walking around the house right now with a jumpsuit on and my hair all fixed, my hair slicked back coming through your town. I don't even have a pink Cadillac, but the character has to be something that you can do and sell to the people and make the people believe this character. And it's much, much, I don't know if I could do it today. I don't know if I could go out there and them give me the restraints and handcuff me and not let me be this person that I want to be, that I would have ever accomplished anything.
Mike Yard?
Yeah, Honky. There's been a lot of rumors and speculations about you in the WWE Hall of Fame, obviously. So in an effort to kind of clear the air about it, do you have any interest in being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame? And has Vince McMahon contacted you about it, whether it be this year or during any previous years?
Well, when they had the Hall of Fame ceremonies here in Phoenix, it was 3 years ago, I suppose it was now. I guess one after that was Atlanta and then Miami and then now this one. So, yeah, it'll be the third year. They contacted me about that one, and they contacted me way too late about it. I mean, it was like 2 weeks before and said we'd like to do this thing and induct you in the Hall of Fame, and we think it'd be a great honor for you. And I said, well, I think it would too, and I really appreciate the offer, but I had signed a contract to do these Wizard World comic book conventions, and I was set to go to Toronto, and I had to fulfill that obligation, so I turned them down. And obviously when you tell them no, it makes them very upset with you, and so I don't know if that particular invitation will ever come around again. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's one of those things where I have no control over.